Everybody. Well, today's video is part 2 of my favorite brushes video. Now, I had planned to do Chanel as the second in line. You know that I've already done my Hakuhodo. I'll link that down below. But because Chanel is changing their line and a lot of the brushes that I really love are not available anymore, I wasn't sure if that was a great video to do. So I'm going to wait until I get some of the newer brushes. I do already have 3 of the new brushes, but I'm going to wait till I get a few more and then do a Chanel favorites. And then I'll include some of the old ones that aren't available because I do use them and love them, but I thought I would leave that to the end. So this video is going to be just sort of a potpourri of all the other brushes, or the other brush lines that I have that I'm really enjoying. And I'm going to start off with one of my newest brushes. It's from Edward Bess. It's the Luxury Eye Brush. And I believe he only has 2 brushes currently in his line. This he says to use for your complete eye look, and I have done it, and it really does work that well. I love the thickness of the head of the brush. I love the flexibility of it, and I have used it for putting color all over my eye as well as going in and doing contouring. So it is a really great brush. It has a metal handle as opposed to a lot of the ones that have wood handles, and it's just a really well-made brush, and I'm definitely enjoying that. Another favorite of mine is from Laura Mercier. I actually have 2 brushes that are in my favorites from her. The first one is the All Over Eye Color Brush. And I believe I've showed this to you guys before too. I really love the fact of how this is sort of the angle of it, the dome of it. It's a flat brush. It's for going in and putting on your eyeshadow, packing on your eyeshadow onto your lid. I actually like it too for going in and doing contouring because of the shape of it. You see the angle of it? I actually like it. It makes it very easy if you want to go in and do that windshield wiper sort of movement, and you're not as good as doing it with a rounded brush. This really is a great brush for that. The next one that I love is also from Laura Mercier. As I said, now this is a great brush if you have a lot of difficulty going in and doing the angles on the outer corner V's of your eyeshadow. This is actually called the Angled Eye Color Brush, and it looks like that. Is that not a phenomenal head on this brush? And so this is really great, as I said, if you're a little bit new to doing the angles in the outer corner of your shadow. This really does it for you. If you place it just at the right angle and you go and you sort of sweep it down and over, you get a really nice V with this. So definitely one of my top favorite brushes. The next brush is a brush from Trish Sawyer. Now, I bought this quite a while ago on the recommendation of Donna Short's one, who of course always has the best recommendations. This is actually her foundation brush. Now, I will say that I don't use it as a foundation brush. What Trish Sawyer says is that she's made a foundation brush that is rounded because your face is not flat, so why use a flat foundation brush, which I guess is a good concept. But I don't know if you can tell. Let me hold it against one of my other ones. Do you see how small that is? That's really, really a tiny brush. Now what she says is to go in and use it and buff it over your skin to get a really flawless look. It just takes a long time using such a small-headed brush. So what I love it for is for going in and doing contouring. It is the perfect size for me to get right under the cheekbone and do the contouring. If you don't want to have as much bronzer or contour in this area, this gives it a really nice, precise application. So I definitely really love that. For foundation brushes, I just showed this to you recently, and I love this. This is the Hourglass number 2. This is actually sold as a blush brush, but I don't use it for blush. I use it for my foundation. I showed you guys before. I wet it down and then I buff my foundation in. Just love it. The hair on it is Taklon, and it just cleans like a dream. I'm really crazy about that. Another brush that I really love is, I know you guys know that I did a whole video ages and ages ago on using paintbrushes, and I still think that they are a great alternative. There are some phenomenal paintbrushes that you can buy, and by the way, they're not all that very inexpensive. A lot of them are actually very expensive. Those of you that paint that know when you go into the better quality brushes, the prices do go up there. One of my favorites, which is on more of the inexpensive line, is the Lowell Cornell. It's their mini mop brush. And this is a great brush for applying eyeshadow. It's a perfect size for going in over the lid and just packing it on. They're really inexpensive. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely adore the green handle, and they're definitely a great brush. I only have one MAC brush, if you can believe that, and it's the 205. This is a very small fan brush for mascara. This I have been using every single day. I think I watched a Mally commercial and she did on how to do the best job with your mascara. And of course she was going in and showing how you go and lift them and get the clumps out, which I just really neglected for a long time. And then I remembered that I had this brush, and I pulled it out, and it's phenomenal. It's, of course, a synthetic hair to it, so it's really easy to clean. I actually clean it each time that I use it because, of course, you get the clumps of mascara on it. But it's just the perfect size to go in and wiggle into your lashes and get any of the clumps out from your mascara. So I definitely love that. I have one favorite NARS brush, which is the number 9, and I'm not 100% sure that this is still made. I went to look it up, and I didn't see it on the NARS website, so I'm not sure about that. But it's their liquid eyeliner brush. Love this brush. This brush, the reason I love it is because of how long the handle is. So it's really easy to go in and get your liquid liner, or even you can do it with a cake liner. I don't think it matters. And the way that you can hold it sort of as an angle and just draw it close to your lash line and pull it across, I really like that a lot. So this is definitely one of my favorites. Two last favorites. The second to last one is a Louise Young brush. Wait till you see this brush. This is just hysterical as how big this is. It's the LY20. It's a powder fan brush. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous brush. Again, I don't use it for powder because I don't use powder to set my foundation. I find it's too drying for me. But I love this. You can definitely use it to go in with powder and do contouring. You can use it for powder and going in and doing your blush. And of course, if you do use powder, it's great for setting your foundation with it. It's an absolutely gorgeous brush. Her brushes are amazing. They're a little hard to get here in the States, but a great brush. So the last brush that I want to show you, I believe is still called the number 37, but I'm not sure that it's actually being sold for the same purpose. I think that when I bought the 37, it was a blush brush, but if you look on Trisha's website now, it's listed as a bronzer brush. The reason I want to show you this is I want to show you that how investing in a really good brush not only makes a difference in the application of your product, but really in the longevity and of how well a brush can wear. This brush is number 37, and as I said, I believe that it was originally a blush brush, but she now sells it as a bronzer. But what's different about it is that you see this handle, which is a phenomenal handle. She did them in wood, they were gold. She now does this handle, this plastic handle. And you can see I have one of her newer brushes. So this one isn't even available anymore, but I want to tell you guys now, for anybody out there that's purchased Trish McEvoy or maybe works for Trish McEvoy, I don't even know how old this brush is, but it's old. And this brush is as phenomenal as the day that I purchased it. It is so soft. It's just, I think it's probably the softest brush that I own. And I own some pretty soft brushes, especially with the Hakuhodo line. And even the new Chanel line, which is phenomenal. But this is just an amazing brush. This just picks up the product beautifully, applies it on your face beautifully. It is just so soft. And look at this brush. This brush has got to be, I'm going to guess, better than 10 years old. It's just in phenomenal condition, still works as well as the day I bought it, and it's just a love. I'm just sorry that actually she changed the handles because I really like the wood handles a lot better than I like the plastic handles, but that's just a matter of preference. So that's it, guys. Those are the 10 brushes that I picked out for you for my sort of miscellaneous brush review. Definitely love them. You know, I have a ton of other brushes that I love too, but those are the brushes that I really do reach for time and time again. So I understand that the Chanel brushes are coming in next week. I will definitely be tweeting, so if you don't follow me on Twitter, definitely follow me on Twitter, and I'm going to be going down to the counter and tweeting pictures of all the brushes as they come in, plus of course buying a few. And then my next brush review will be on my favorite Chanel brushes. So that's it, everyone. Still spring here on the East Coast. Absolutely unbelievable. The flowers are like in bloom, which is really not a great thing, but it is a great thing to look at. So take care, everybody. Hope you have a great weekend. Speak to you soon.